Hi! How are you? I am here. I am glad to be here. I am glad that you are here. But what if you are having doubts about seeing someone else? And no, I'm not talking about that person, that good-looking hypothetical person down the street, road, neighborhood, store, no, bookstore, but no. I'm talking about, what if you're nervous about seeing your family? What do you do? For me, I grew up where I predominantly was around my mom, and I didn't really see my dad all that much. After around 16, they separated, and I felt like, I don't know what I felt. But now I'm 30 years old, and my goodness, time, for me at least, changed a lot of things. A lot of things were different by just the simple passage of time. I understood things different because I actually experienced different things than when I was younger. I could kind of understand why maybe my parents behaved the way that they did. I mean, I don't have a kid, but I've worked with kids. I just kind of grew as a person. But what if you are nervous, even after all that time, seeing a family member? What do you do? Well, hypothetical viewer, if you are nervous about seeing a family member, but you want to see them maybe for the purpose of clearing the air, or like making it easier for you, if you want to see a family member that you haven't seen in a long time, and you've already planned on where you guys are going to meet, make sure it's a place that, you feel comfortable meeting at. A neutral ground, maybe. That would probably be, a good piece of advice right there. For me, I like coffee, so a coffee shop, works. But a tea shop or a pizza joint or whatever works for you. The second thing that I think would allow the moment to be easier is the idea that if you're seeing like your father or your mother or some family member and it's been a long time and you basically didn't have much of a relationship with them or very little of one, don't feel like you're obligated to have to just start back up with one. Ideally, you have grown as a person over the years in some various ways. Maybe you've made mistakes or whatever, but regardless, you've grown as a person. You don't need to have a person of a certain title or a certain connection in your life. You've done it. You made it. You're also still trying to make it. All those things. So remember that you're a strong person regardless of the outcome. That can definitely reduce the stress. And I guess the last thing is to know that it's okay to be awkward about it. It's been a long time with whoever family member you're meeting. And even though it might not be easy the first time you meet after a year or 10 years or 15 years or however long, doing these kinds of things, practical and emotional, can make you feel more used to it. And it's okay if it doesn't pan out, and it's okay if it does. I think it's important ultimately to reconnect with family members if you want to just have a peace of mind with yourself and with someone else. You could do this with friends. The same advice can apply to friends. I have changed a lot over the years where there are groups of friends that I no longer really connect with, and some of us stopped being friendly to each other. and I was torpy in some ways to some of them. So I made sure to apologize for my torpiness, meet up one more time, not with the expectation of us going anywhere as friends, but just as two beings that had shared moments of friendship, of going out, of doing things together, had shared moments, and I went with the idea of just having peace along with all of it. And I think that that's very important to remember that with friends or with family, that you're not obligated to do a certain kind of thing, you're not obligated to say a certain kind of thing. So yeah, if you're going through that and you know that it's, you want to do it, and if you're not ready for it, that's okay, just take the time that you need. I think ultimately it is good to at least reconnect in some capacity, even if it's just through one meeting. But remember the things we talked about today. And I hope that if you are the hypothetical viewer meeting one of your family members again, I hope that the meeting goes well. I look forward to hearing how it goes in the comments, and I'll chat with you later. Goodbye!